Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. I'm here on location. Can you recognise the venue, guys? Look, the bond shutter is going up. What's going on here? Oh! Oh! Look at that lovely car shining. And what kind of a person lives in a house like this?
Oh, he is.
It is. Who is it?
It's the D to the C to the E to the D to the C.
To the D to the double O D G Y, the D O double G.
The DGT to the DTC.
So I've come here to get an update on Project DTC, which has been sitting in Dan's garage for the last 39 years. The moment he committed to pulling it apart, look how much work he's given himself. Look at this, he's taken all this rust out. I want to know what's going on with this. And Dan bought this set of wheels, and he's with new 888R tyres on it, and he doesn't realise, but he's going to sell these to me one day.
John thinks the project's never going to get done, and that he's.
Are they going on DTC?
Yeah, they're going on.
I love those alloys. What are they?
So they are Allelegras, Oz Allelegras. These are the lightest wheels you can buy in Porsche fitment.
And obtainium.
Staggered fitment. So yeah, feel the weight of them, mate. Feel the weight of them.
Oh, I've got them. I think. Oh no, there we go.
Yeah, not bad though, are they? 7.5 kilos front plus tyre, obviously.
They're light,
and then they got the 88Rs, but they're a good 2 kilos of wheel lighter than these, maybe more on the back.
So what are you doing with those? What are those?
So these are my slick ones, and these would be wet weathers.
Oh, okay.
So these would be generally like show car-y, going to a cruise, driving it generally, photographs, but I will refurbish these into a nicer colour.
These are his dogging alloys.
Yeah, and these just be race wheels. Obviously on slick, so you can't really be going out in the rain in them or driving down the road or
you
whatever.
get some fun, but you ain't going to be getting much grip.
No, so it's subject to the weather. So hopefully at Goodwood it is sunny, and these wheels we'll take with us. I'll drive there on those wheels, and I'll potentially track on those wheels. But hopefully some point in the day the weather's dry, track's warm. Put these on and we get some fast times in.
Yeah, definitely. Now,
you Des?
So we're here for an update on...
yes, there has been some progress.
I'm just going to lean on the car. Whoa!
Hey,
Where's the roof gone?
So the roof, obviously, as you know, I took it off in my YouTube video, and I've been fettling with the roof to make sure the roof fits snug. So there's the roof. And it does now fit snug. I know it doesn't look like I've done
light
anything.
that is, though. You take that original steel roof.
This is like 2 kilos, 2.5 kilos.
So you save quite a lot of weight,
so
don't
now...
Not much going on in terms of structure up on this roof,
to be honest, the structure's all in the actual car. You don't need the panel.
No.
So now it fits.
Yeah.
It's not rocking around. I don't know if you remember before, but it was rocking.
Yeah, it wasn't level.
And so it's completely flat on there now. And I'm happy that I've got just enough movement to get it, so I've got an even gap either side, and it fits nice. It does fit nice now.
And how are you going to secure that in, Dan?
So what I'm waiting for now is some particular rivets I've ordered, some sort of deep head black rivets, because I don't want big silver rivets. So the next job now is to clamp it all into place, get it exactly where I want it, start in the middle, and then span out. A few rivets each side, maybe only 3 a side, one or two there, one or two there. This is just to get it into position.
Oh, so
Then I'll take it back off. Yeah. Then we'll bond it, which we're going to use like a proper carbon bond now. I was just going to use like a windscreen adhesive, but a friend of mine, Martin...
He was going to use Pritt stick.
Yeah. A friend of mine, Martin's going to come and help, and he used to work at McLaren. And so he's very familiar with bonding carbon fibre to steel, and carbon fibre to carbon fibre, etc. So we're going to bond it on with a particular special carbon glue.
So the glue, it's a bit like fitting a window, the glue will go down first. You know the alignment of the rivets is good. You're going to have the rivet holes there.
Yes.
So you line it all up on top of the adhesive.
Yeah.
And then put it in place, rivet it, and then put weight on the top to hold it.
Yeah, and the weight I have somewhere in here, bags of salt, like dishwasher salt.
Why salt then?
Just because it's a good way to spread it, because they're 1 kilo bags.
Oh yeah.
And you can I've got like 10 of them, so I can put them all over evenly, so it distributes the weight nicely around it, so you don't squash more one side than another. Yeah. So you can see these will be the edges that you bond.
Are you going to primer these?
Yes, so they're going to get some like etch primer on them, and then the bond will go on. So I'll just use a rattle can etch primer for them, just so it can't rust underneath. Yeah. And then it bonds on, but structurally, that's the structure there.
Sand the underside, so it's not smooth.
Which I've obviously already done anyway.
Oh, okay.
because I had to do that to make it fit nice.
He knows what he's doing.
So yeah, sand all round, bond that, etch it, etc. So tomorrow I've got 2 full days in here tomorrow, day and night, because the wife's around to do all school runs.
Out of the 8 hours he's got to work, he spends 7 hours scratching his arse, then 1
And
hour
1
doing
hour
some
working,
work.
you got it.
He's polishing his little Matchbox cars in the background.
If you look inside that footwell compared to that footwell, John,
Yeah.
the driver's side to the passenger side, you'll see a big difference.
You've got some corrosion.
Yeah, so all of this corrosion was found underneath the seam sealer and the sound deadening. So obviously where the cars had water leaks, the water's got trapped and has corroded the surface.
That's all right, though, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's not all. That's solid, that isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that?
it's just surface. So
So you're going to just wire brush it, all the rust off, treat it, primer it.
exactly that. If you stay there, look, you'll see the process that I've been doing is literally just.
What a knob! Look at the knob on that.
It's just
I like the
literally.
old 8 balls. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to get it all
Yeah,
off.
various different heads.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, just literally drilling it like that, and then you're just, you know,
Can you see all these drill holes?
yeah, I've
They've
been
got these
drilling some weight out.
He's just drilling that to get the weight down.
Well, I have been chopping out as well. You'll see there's sections missing, and although you laugh about that, John, and obviously I am, just go back to that, I am rust treating it all, and then everything in here is getting hammerite black.
Yeah.
So once it's rust treated, the whole of this inside of this car, you won't see silver, you'll only see black. And the idea of that is, A, the cage is silver at the moment, will go eventually a colour, but I want to put some carpet back in, but I don't know where I want carpet yet and where I don't.
Yeah.
Because if it's heavy, dense carpet, I won't put it in. I'm not going to put carpet in under the seat. I'm not going to put
You have carpet under the pedals and all.
Yeah,
the front
I'm
footwell.
thinking just like the footwell areas, maybe some of the rear turrety parts. I don't want any of the back.
You're going to put all of the door cards back in.
the door
aren't you?
cards back in. Yeah.
You're going to do anything with the door cards? Get like race ones?
Not at the moment. No.
they're not too
I
heavy, are
think
they?
the next stage for this car, in the future, would be carbon doors with full
That'd be
carbon
nice,
race
wouldn't it?
panels.
Yeah.
Because carbon doors are a 20 to 25 kilo saving per side.
And when are you going to rebuild the engine?
Once it blows up. I don't want to put these carpets back in because they're way
He's
too
going
heavy.
for all this work and like he's forgotten, neglected the one weak point on the Porsche. which
She's
is
strong.
this thing here.
She's strong. She built in the Stuttgart. She's strong like ox.
What's the mileage on this?
137. It's 27 years old.
That's a nervous laugh.
Yeah, 137,000 miles, 27 years old. Changes gear at
Mate,
about 7 grand, 7.1.
That engine's going to need a rebuild.
That engine does need a rebuild already, John, but she keeps refusing to die. It knocks, it smokes, there's no doubt about bore score, but she lives on, John. She wants to race.
She lives on. And so, yeah, that will need a
I've
rebuild.
got
at some
I've done
point,
the
but
engine mount as well. Did you notice my Normski Racing
This car, I
engine
drove
mounts
around
are now
Anglesey in
in?
it, didn't it? It
Yeah.
drives good.
does handle well, doesn't it?
Going back to the point, so Dan, if you've seen the film Herbie Goes Bananas, where the car's falling apart as it's driving around, so Dan's done all this work.
Oh yes, the metal.
Cutting out the structure, and he holds his finger in the wind, and if it dries, then he cuts that bit of metal out.
Yeah.
So like he'll get on the track, and the car will just like collapse in on itself.
Right.
But
you
the
laugh
roof
at me.
won't come off though.
This is my second box of chopped out metal, John. The first box of chopped out metal, can you believe, weighed 2.7 kilos, and that was just brackets I don't need. That's the second box. What do you reckon there's, John?
I reckon if you went to Porsche and showed them that, their engineer would be going, "This man is a lunatic." Yes, carry on
I
going.
reckon
yes.
there's another kilo in that box already, maybe 1.5 kilos, but the first box was 2.7 kilos, John. So all of this nonsenseness, and this doesn't include drilling, it's going to be another 5
Mate,
kilos
weight's
somewhere down the
important though,
line.
isn't it?
Weight's free power, mate.
A
It's
light
free
car
power.
is good. So you'll get this close to 1,200, right?
I think so. I mean, I had this target of 1,300. I'd be absolutely gobsmacked if I
You'd be
haven't
lower than
smashed that,
that, yeah.
sideways. I think reality...
Sub 1250, yeah.
I think sub 1250 is where I should be. 1,200 would be really nice. I might have to do the doors at a later date to get to that 12 mark.
Because Porsche do build them with weight and consideration. So they're already reasonably light, but there's a lot of like, double skin panels in here, and there is a lot of metal that's heavy. Taking that roof out is going to be good. The doors, mate. If you put carbon fibre doors, you'll save a ton, won't you?
The bonnet's so heavy. The normal bonnet, obviously, I've got a carbon fibre
where
bonnet.
is that?
It's gone away to be re-skinned.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's where they put a new, fresh carbon skin on it.
Yeah.
Because the other skin was gel coated.
Yeah.
And they only come in white, and my car's not white.
No.
And I've wrapped
That'll
it
make it look mint as well, won't it?
Make
That
it
fresh
look
layer of
more,
carbon fibre over the top.
Really, and strengthen it again then, because it'll rebond it back together. Carbon boots up there.
I love it. What I love about this, Dan, is like, this is petrol hedonism at its finest, isn't it? Because, like, with these cars, you imagine doing this to a 992, you wouldn't go near it, would you? It would never be the same.
But you just... I'm a lunatic.
Well, would you? But it's too valuable to dismantle like that and
start
cutting things out. You know, and if you get a little nick somewhere, it's not the end of the world because it's a race car, like it's a track car.
Exactly.
And it's like, this is what petrol heads do, and it's so much fun. And like, you sit here, you know, you plan it all out. Dan's got his little dates, you know, he knows in July the 17th, I'm going to be polishing the sprocket and the widget under here.
And like, you know, custom recutting out a wiring loom of a car to just keep what you want.
It's never going to work.
Yeah, I haven't actually cranked it yet to see if it still starts. I've chopped out a
Chinese wiring loom.
I literally filled up a carrier bag
no copper
like
and it's
that.
all plastic.
I've literally filled up a carrier bag like that just with wiring loom I chopped out of it.
Copper.
There's probably a kilo at least in wires I've taken out of this car.
Yeah, you bloody gypsy.
So, hopefully I've left the right ones in, John. Yeah. But, you know, there's no audio
He'll have it
in the
all
car.
done and he'll turn the key and it'll just go...
Click, click. Or
like one of those movies where they booby trap the car. Bang! No, I can't wait
it
for
should
it
be right. Should be right.
Mate, once the roof goes back in, once the glass goes back in, once the carbon fibre bonnet's back, you're putting plexiglass in the back, aren't you? That's safe weight.
Polycarbonate, that's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a new toy as well, John.
Oh, it's behind
a
you.
new trick.
Glass. Oh, it's there, look.
No, that's the front screen.
Oh, is it?
Remember we did the short shift like this, the B&M style short shift in the black car.
That's the eBay one, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. This is the B&M one, but same thing. Got a little package here from America, John.
Oh, yeah.
From Uncle Gary in America.
Drugs. Oh, car parts.
It's better than drugs. Man drugs, you ready? I haven't actually opened it yet, clearly, because it's still sealed.
You're going to struggle to snort that, Dan.
This will get you excited, John.
Nothing gets me excited, Dan.
No, this can get you excited, John.
Oh, it's the proper one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Johnny
that's
boy.
fucking lovely, that is. Look at that.
The numeric
shifter
system.
It's got some grease on it. Yeah,
Proper clink, clink,
hell,
ching,
you see
clink,
it all
clink, ching,
along.
clink, 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 ching, 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 clink.
Yeah, that's the one where you...
And-
This is the gear... That's the gear shifter that you
No
accidentally drop.
woman, no cry. I went whole hog, John. I got the full gear linkage set and everything.
Oh, wow,
So
they're
it
racing
replaces
ones, are they?
all the shifters with the housing racing gear linkage system. So there's a day's work for you, John.
He doesn't mess around, this man.
Yeah,
this
we
is
ain't messing
that's the
around.
gear linkage where you accidentally drop your Mars bar and it like goes into the linkage, like, and then you change gear and like you get a chocolate gear shift.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, this will be mega. So, and obviously you want that on display, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to hide that in plastic.
That's a piece of engineering.
Yeah.
That's a proper job, isn't it? Those
Yeah.
eBay ones are all right.
Well, you imagine that in there.
you get what
all
you
that.
pay for, like that. They're like 30 quid you can get them for on eBay.
So you take all that plastic crap housing out. I'll take all that bit of old carpet off there. I'll paint everything black underneath.
Yeah.
And then that will sit there
Yeah.
in position with. I'm still going to use the 8-ball gear knob, but
You do see where they've saved money. Like
Yeah.
that is a cheap plastic unit for gear shifting. It works, don't get me wrong, but like the stock 996 gear shifter's terrible. Like so much travel on it, and it's like rowing a boat.
And again, when I can afford it, the next one I want is hydro handbrake as well. So I'll get a proper racing hydro handbrake in
does
there
that
as well.
mean?
Imagine that. With the big CNC black hydro handbrake sitting behind it and just all clean and clear down the middle. No coated in plastic, just 2 race seats and then the full...
Yeah. You're going to get a race battery, are you? That saved a bit of weight.
No, not really,
No?
because I'll tell you why, because that battery's already light. If you
Is
look
it?
round here,
That's not the right one, though. Is
no,
that?
it's
a little
half
small
the
one.
size. It is
Oh,
very small. So the full-size battery goes to here, and
Hmm.
the full-size battery weighs 22 kilos, the one that was in it, which was a Bosch 6, Super 6.
Yeah.
This is a reconditioned Mini Cooper S battery. It still has 68 AH, so it's got great ampage and crankage for a Porsche, because a lot of them won't start a Porsche, a small battery.
Yeah.
This weighs 7.9 kilos.
That's all right.
So it was already a 10 plus.
So what the
kilo,
racing
12
one's about
kilo.
3 or 4 kilos, is it?
Yeah,
But they're
get them
tiny
down-
little things,
You
aren't
can
they?
get some that are 1.5 kilos, but they won't run any auxiliary, not even heating.
Yeah.
You can get some that are about 3
You can't
kilos.
go, yeah, you get too hardcore then, can't you? And it's
You
like,
can get about
you
3
see them on track
kilos.
days where they like, the gearboxes are like race gearboxes and they're
Yeah.
pushing them off, bump starting them.
Oh, I'll show you another weight saving I just done. Another little weight save. Look at this, look at this. So I just saved all this weight, John. So this is,
Is this car going to be road legal?
all of that,
Yeah.
all of that,
That means no.
all of that, John. Film
Yeah.
that. That is all because I've got headlight washers.
Headlight washers.
Dun. Yeah, so your washer kit and headlight washer system, yeah? Obviously
You're going to need a reservoir for that.
Yeah,
eh?
you need a reservoir. You need to have screen wash, so you need a reservoir. Porsche Boxster one,
It's smaller, is it?
half the size, and then you don't use any of those other additional pipes. So I've gone from all of that to just this little black one.
Does it work though?
Yeah, it's the same. It's half the size, but it's the same fitment.
Oh.
And it weighs half of that tub. You don't need any of that.
Mind you,
'cause-
that's not heavy though, dear. But I suppose
No,
when it's
but
full of water,
Yeah, but you feel the weight of that and tell me that's not heavy.
that's not heavy.
Right, now compare it to that.
That's not heavy either.
That's very light. But look, they're the same tank but without the front half. And look at the volume, it's a smaller tank. But it fits, as you can see,
Someone's done this before then, have
with
they?
all the same. No, I just looked at it and I thought, well, hang on a minute.
It's never going to work.
I was looking at this and I was thinking, why do I need that sort of size header tank? I was going to custom make something. And then I started Googling images and I saw the Boxster one, which ironically, like most of them, is a 996 part. So at some point, they've used these on 996s as well. And I saw the fitment plugs are all identical as that. So it's almost just like half the size of that.
There'll be a reason this ain't going to work.
No, your screening goes there, and then the single pump, which is still on the car, pops in there, plugs in there, screen wash. That's all I need, John. And I don't need to put 5 litres in, do I? I keep 2 litres. And you imagine that with 2 litres of fluid versus that with 7 litres of fluid.
Yeah.
That's a massive weight saving then, isn't it? And that's all one-sided. Okay, it's passenger side, not driver side, which kind of counterbalances the
This
car.
is like the Millennium Falcon. It's going to
Yeah.
be the fastest. She's an old girl, but it's the fastest ship in the West.
But, you know, it's all food for thought. I mean, like, you know,
Did the Falcon run in
the weight
12
of that,
parsecs?
you know, hold up. It's all more weight, isn't it? That's what,
Yeah.
half a kilo?
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
half a kilo there, another
I mean,
half
you're not
kilo
messing
there.
around here, are you? I think you've got to go carbon doors or
Yeah, the doors definitely are in
they're
the
like
pipeline.
fiberglass doors or something. So it's
Yeah,
not
if you're going to
steel.
do it, you've got to do carbon, haven't you? You've got to have some sexy carbon in there. But if I did do it, I would, because the body's going to get wrapped in a race livery. So I wouldn't want a black door. Same as, I'm going to
You
keep
lose
the
a lot of
black
structure
bonnet.
as well, then. Don't
No,
you?
because they can do it, build the structure inside
Oh, okay. I was
carbon.
going to
So
say,
it's
yeah.
more
you
rigid,
told,
if
you
anything.
told me about that, yeah.
But I would want all of this exposed carbon.
Yeah.
And then I'd have just a carbon sheet in
I
there
reckon,
with the
yeah.
door pulls.
There won't be many of these that are less than 1,200 kilos, will there?
Well, just to give you an idea, so this car, the catalogue weight's 1360, 1370, but that's no fluid,
That
no
is one.
sun.
That's a heavy catalogue, Dan.
Yeah, that's no fluids, that's no sunroof, that's no aero kit, that's no CD changer, no audio upgrade, no, believe it or not, no side airbags. So basically like the base car, 17-inch Holotech wheels, base car, no fluids, 1360. The reality is that this car had a multi-changer audio upgrade, probably had a bigger battery than factory. It had 19-inch wheels on when I bought it. It had a sunroof, had a rear wiper. All of those are optional extras.
Yeah, they weigh it.
So when I weighed the car, It was 1440, and that was just pretty much with the fuel light about to be on as well. So a little bit of fuel, but not lots of fuel. So
What size tyres are you running? So change
So
you want to get those
18s.
18s. Can you get those Trofeo R's in that size? Because they'll give you an extra second a lap over these things.
What the tyres?
Those new
I don't know
Trofeos.
those ones. So yeah, so if I can get to 1300 kilos, that's 10% lighter than the 1440. So if I can get to 1200 kilos, that's flipping jumping right up the percentages then. But to give you an idea,
Where's your seats?
the cup car, I put them in the shed.
Oh,
the
okay.
cup cars, they build these from factory. They wouldn't have any seam sealer or underlining in them or anything.
Yeah.
They are less than a ton.
Yeah.
But then they cage them and ballast them to 1150 kilos. So you imagine if I can get anywhere near cup weight.
Yeah, if you're in the 11s, you're doing bloody well.
Oh, to be in the 11s, I've got to be like a cup car. You've got to have the carbon doors, carbon wings, carbon bumpers.
Then it gets very expensive.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it's getting really. That's the dream, long term, to make this car event. The whole point of this car is to be lighter and faster.
Oh, well, you're going
than
to do
a
Martini
GT3.
livery on it as well, aren't you?
Potentially, I wasn't giving that away yet, John.
Oh, yeah.
I said livery, but I didn't say which one.
Huh?
I didn't say which one.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, come on, man.
edit that out.
You know, come on. You can handle the suspense.
But the eventual
Well, he
thing
might change
with
his
this
mind.
is I'd like to do an engine swap or an engine build. At the moment, no one's building the engines fast enough for what I want. I want 400 horsepower.
Don't ruin it by trying to give it too much horsepower.
No, but I want gnarly.
Yeah.
I know what we're saying about pedalling. I've got cars to do that. This car, I want this car, a cup car.
Also,
1150, 1200 kilo, 400 brake.
if imagine you getting
that.
but if you get north of 400 brake horsepower in a light
Don't have to be
car,
north, just 400-ish.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll become a bit of a handful.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
I mean, you got the weight at the back, haven't you? So
No, you hit the nail on the head. What did you say?
bit of a handful.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
John,
know.
I want something where the rear diff locks right up and I can give it some pop, smoking out streets, power slide drifting, and then get out on a track and just absolutely come off there shaking like a shitting dog.
Dan is loved by his neighbours. That's what he does when he does the coffee run in the morning.
But yeah, I want to build this. I want this car. As we're building it now, it's going to be just right. Yeah, nice and light, standard 300 horsepower, 1250 kilo car. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
I live with that for a couple of years.
I love the characteristics of this. What's it? N92 engine.
N96.
96. Like. Yeah, it's a good amount of power, and the power to rate will be good. And you've got to keep it up in the revs, and like it's so nice when it gets up above sort of 5,000.
How nice is it at 6-7 grand? It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if it could go to 8 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great. It'll be great. This will always be great.
I just want it a little bit more insane. I eventually want this car to be the one that is spoke about all over the world. It's 1,200 kilos, 400 odd horsepower. You see me in videos coming round corners at 110 mile an hour with a full rear end and a smoke.
Oh, look, it's Danny, that mad bastard
Yeah.
on YouTube.
The craziest one. But at the moment,
Oh, there he goes. Oh, there goes the back end. Oh, there he's round the tree. Oh, well, there goes that car. It was a good
Part
car.
and parcel of if you're going to live by the sword, die by the sword.
If you're going to live by
Remember
the
Mr.
tree,
Walker?
die by the tree.
Yeah, exactly. Remember Mr. Walker? So, you know, that's the long-term plan. But for now,
You've got to be careful
keep
with these
reeling
cars.
my neck in a little bit. For now, stick with the 300 horsepower, maybe a squeeze more, naughty exhaust, naughty induction kit, and just the power being the weight loss. Get it race livery wrapped. Just get out there and enjoy it. Get on as many circuits as I can until she goes bang.
I love that. We were talking about that with someone else, the lowest mileage Porsche. If you get to heaven with the lowest mileage Porsche, you've lost. You know,
That's what's his name saying, the guy that bought that car from America.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
Because they're so nice to drive. And
Well, we just did 2,000 miles in them old German girls.
I think this is
love.
This is the sweet spot of Porsche ownership for me, because they're cheap, they're beautiful. Like when you own them, the beauty, the lines they start drawing you in, the retro look, especially with the aero kit and the aero skirt and the spats and the front aero bumper, the carbon roof and all that. It will look lovely, yeah. But these are cheap cars. These are not like you
aren't
go and
cheap
buy.
cars, really.
You know, you want the top of the range Porsche now. You sink 200,000 in it. You get it from Porsche. It's covered in little plastic bits of.
They don't stay cheap though, John, as you know.
Well-
I think I bought this car.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling
Actually,
it
what am I
was-
talking about? He's probably going to spend about 100 grand getting this thing up to there. You might as well go and buy a new one. It'd be quicker.
Yeah, but I'd still rather do this.
Yeah,
You
so
say
do
that,
I,
right?
yeah.
So
They
let's
drive
just-
better, don't they?
Put it like this, right? So let's just say, when this car's done with an engine build or with the conversion, whatever I end up doing, let's just put a number out there. Let's say, Danny, how much does DTC owe you? And I think 100 grand.
And what he does is he lifts up his jumper there, and there's this big scar by his kidneys, where both his kidneys have been removed. And he'll be on dialysis. And I'll go, how much does this car owe you? And he's like, 2 kidneys, a liver.
But let's just say it was 100 grand, right? Which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But in the car world, it's not that much money,
much?
is it? 100 grand. Let's just say that as a number.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but if you went into a dealership with 100 grand in your pocket into a Porsche dealership, you're not buying the most exciting.
And whatever you buy, you
Porsches,
kiss
are
goodbye to about 40 grand of it as soon as you're giving them the
Exactly.
money.
And, you know, I'm going to sell this car. It's a lifer, isn't it?
You'll never get the money back, though.
If I bought...
With all that work done on it, someone
But
might give
imagine
you
the
like...
car I'd have, John.
Someone would give you like 30 grand
Yeah,
for it, wouldn't
exactly.
they?
But it doesn't matter. But imagine the car you'd have.
Yeah.
Imagine the car you'd have. You'd be able to race. Like, if you're talking about performance, put it in line next to a brand new GT3 RS and in a straight line, be almost identical pace
But
to that.
look classic and
even
retro.
round the track, be even faster than something like that. Because you've got 400, 500 horsepower in a 1,200 kilo car. You're going to eat everything.
That's the only thing
aren't
I
you?
disagree with. I'll just keep the power down so that you're working your nuts off when you're driving
Yeah,
this.
but you do stretch them. I mean, you could do it the way you're doing it and build it strong and go for strength. But I want more speed because I want.
So I'm not putting as much work in as you, am I?
I want a bit.
Mine's going to be a tank compared to yours,
I want
weight-wise.
a bit more higher end performance because I would like to. There's 2 goals I don't really want to say, but there is one goal I'd love to achieve in life, which is 200 mile an hour. I've never done 200 mile an hour.
At 200 mile an hour, the body becomes weightless. It's just a corpse moving
And there
through
is a
time and
996
space.
in America that's done over 200 miles an hour. And there's one in
Down the
Germany
hill.
as well, but they are high powered. One's a turbocharged thing. I don't know what the other one's got. So I might be able to do it with a combination of weight and like a 4-litre engine running 500 horsepower, 1,200
So I'm
kilo
interested
car.
to know, once
Be cool,
you've got
wouldn't it?
your car done and it's done, you're on the stock engine.
Yeah.
My car's done, it's running.
engine.
Well, it's not really a stock engine,
No,
it's
it's
stock
not.
power.
Well, you don't know. You might end up with a few more horses accidentally.
I've
from
got
that.
induction as well.
I
haven't
think
you?
you're going to end up with more torque than standard.
But similar sort of power output.
Yes.
You'll be about 100 kilos lighter than me, won't you? Sorry.
Potentially 200 kilos lighter than you, John.
I'll
Has
be
your car
about-
got a sunroof?
Yeah.
So I'm going to guesstimate your car because you
I'll
have...
tell you what though, Dan, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that carbon fibre roof might be cool.
Yeah.
That might be... How much was that carbon fibre roof?
It's not a lot to buy, but I would imagine your car, I'd estimate your car less than this was 1440 because you've got the race seats,
Yeah.
you've got no rear seats, or have you got rear seats?
No rear seats.
No rear seats, there's a weight saving. You've got the lightweight front seats, there's a big weight saving over standard Porsche seats.
So what do you think I am?
I think you
13?
might rate late 13s, just touching 14.
So still quite
I
heavy.
think this car here is probably more similar to what this car
Yeah,
was.
but those stock alloys, those sport classics, they're not light, are
no,
they?
they're not particularly
But
light.
then when I get those on, I'll be fine.
I would estimate
thinks I'm
you're
joking.
around 1400 on the nose, maybe 1395. We should weigh yours and see out of curiosity. Maybe come with me when I weigh this
Yeah.
and we weigh yours. So let's just say
But I'm
I'm
interested because
150 lighter.
I think the
200
tyres
lighter.
make a massive difference.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Those Trofeo R's that are coming out, like a good, like the Cup 2's like 2.5 seconds quicker than the other fast tyre around
Yeah.
most circuits, but they're so soft, you melt them.
Yeah.
They just rub off the thing. These Trofeo R's are meant to be able to keep going a bit longer and you can't melt them as easy, which is great. This is kind of what I'm looking for. So if I'm running Trofeo R's and you're running those 888 R's, whatever they are, Toyos.
Toyo 888Rs, yeah.
Yeah. I might have a second a lap in the tyres on you, which might negate all of your weight upgrades, your
Maybe.
carbon fibre.
Yeah, but you're a faster driver than me on track.
But no, I don't think I am, mate. That you're judging that on that M4 CS, which is just a fast car. Put me in
you
one
are.
of these. I don't even know how to drive these cars yet. I was just finding out, and it blew up. So I don't know how to drive
You've
them.
got more track experience than me. Well, it'd be interesting. So when I'm on track in August, at Goodwood, I would. So
That'd be fun following you around.
Well,
wouldn't
what's
it?
interesting?
That'd be so cool.
Here's a statistic for you. So when I first ever tracked this car, I don't know if you remember that day, which was Goodwood. I'd just done all the underbody restoration, all the new arms, all the suspension, and I filmed it. I put my phone in my pocket. You remember where the camera angle was off and it was filming out the corner of the windscreen?
Oh, right.
And it wasn't filming where I wanted it to film because I didn't have a GoPro.
Yeah. Little tip for Dan: point the camera the way you want
to go. But I had some mods on the car. There was some weight loss already. I would estimate there was probably 20 or 30 kilos off the car already. But I was only running in at that
Was
stage.
I there that day? Right?
You was there, yeah.
But I went in this car in Anglesey and I thought, wow, it really does feel
Anglesey,
quite solid.
that was my third, fourth track day in. This was my first ever, and I had the phone
But it was
in the
good,
pocket.
wasn't it? It was good.
It
in
was
Anglesey.
good. It was good. It was good at Goodwood as well.
It was quite firm, but really nice. The suspension was really like flat. You know how you want it. You don't want that body roll. You just want
came
it
out
flat.
as a passenger with me at Anglesey.
Yeah, it sounded
Anglesey
lovely.
was good. It was on point. But
Yeah.
I got at Goodwood. I've definitely got a 140. I believe I had a 139.
You'll go around a lot quicker than that.
So
Half of it's just learning the track.
I'm
Dan.
hoping now, with this weight loss and my experience trying to get up there a bit with this car, I'm hoping on the 6 to break 135.
Oh, you will do, yeah. It's just you just build up. You got to do like 3 or 4 track days at Goodwood, and then each time you do it, you get a bit faster and faster.
Well, I'm so confident in that.
This will
car.
go around in 135, mate. No problem.
Well, so here, John. Here's the perfect combination for the 6.
Yeah,
This is DTC pre-DTC, isn't it? This is how it was when I bought it.
Pre-DTC.
And this is how it is now. So let's see on the. Cause this, I am 100% confident with this car. Like I drive this car to the limit of hemisphere. I reckon I can do a 138, a 139 in this car around Goodwood on the 6th of August if it's dry. If I can, let's see how many seconds faster.
What did you say you did get round?
I reckon I can do a 138, 139 in that car.
Yeah, I think definitely.
And that's stock, and that's 1440 kilos, let's assume, because it's the same spec as DTC.
Oh, you will, Dan, yeah. I'm just
Sport
trying to think.
seat, sunroof.
Tyres are really important.
Pirelli P0s, they're
they'll be
not
all right,
dead
they'll be
yet.
all right,
These brakes are no good at Goodwood, but I've got to do them anyway, so I'll probably have new ones by then.
Yeah.
But if you look at how I was driving this in the Alps,
Yeah.
I'm on point with this car now. I don't think with no disrespect, I mean anyone can pedal this car any faster than I can.
Dan's
now.
a bit of a lunatic.
I think this car and
He's
me
a
have
lunatic on the road, and then he gets very
bonded.
sensible on the track.
Yeah, I do really. That's
But-
because I'm scared of blowing up the engine, but I'm not on the road for some reason.
Yeah, that's the thing with the track I worry about with these. Once you've done a few track days at Goodwood, you'll easily go below 135 in this, and probably one of those. You'll do it. The tyres are the most important thing. And then it starts getting dangerous where
Yeah.
you sort of bottom out and you get a certain time that you can do, and you can't really get faster unless you start doing really stupid things.
I've spoken to a lot of guys that do a lot of tracks there, and they don't think a 300 horsepower 911 can get round there in sub 130.
300 power. I think once this is all done, because of the power to weight, the right tyres, you'd be... Well, look, I could get round in 132 in the M240 on... I think I was running Kumho's. Not good tyres, you know. But that's got an extra 50 brake horsepower and quite a lot more torque.
Yeah.
Not the brakes aren't great, and the chassis is not as good as this. I think you could get round in... I don't know.
That's what I'd like. That'd be my goal. My
the fun is
long-term
finding
goal,
out, isn't it?
So I'm hoping on the 6 to be 135 or lower.
Yeah.
And my long-term goal will be to break the 130 barrier.
It's a proper sports car,
without
this.
adding power. Everyone I've spoken to.
Part of me thinks you get round in less than 130 in one of these,
But
but I just
reckon
don't know.
I'd have to be on the slicks. It'd have to be dry weather. You'd have to be on
Oh
point.
yeah,
that
absolutely
day.
dry. Yeah, tyres
I'm
all
fairly
dialed in.
confident. I shouldn't shout this, but I'm fairly confident I'm going to get a 135. Just because I know I had a 139 when I was settling it in.
You will do
I've saved another
135,
150 kilos since then, and I'm going to be more used to the car, and hopefully I'll get more used to
Brilliant
the
though,
track.
Dan, because once this car sort of warms up and the tyres are biting and you've got the feel of the track, then you start exploring it. You start braking a bit later. You start carrying more speed through all
That's
the
the other
corners.
thing as well. I'll have bigger brakes for Goodwood.
Yeah,
So that
Goodwood's
should
not
help
too
as
bad
well.
on the brakes though.
Yeah, you don't use them as much. Like Anglesey's
Woodcote,
hard
you
on the
slam
brakes.
them on, like
Yeah.
but the rest of the track, even Madgwick, you brake late and like dab,
Dabbing,
rather than
isn't it?
slam them
Yeah.
down. You
It's not
just
like
dab.
Anglesey where you're on, off, on,
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
on, off.
Bedford's tough on the brakes.
Anglesey was tough on this car. I broke an engine mount and a drop link. Do you remember?
Yeah,
But that's because I was clipping that curb.
Yeah, it's quite
Because
strong curbs.
I found a faster line through the corkscrew, but it meant curbing it.
Anglesey's great.
But
as well.
it was
They're all
great.
good.
It was worth
really
it.
good circuit, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I mean. I'd love
Goodwood's
to be
the dangerous one though.
I'd love to be able to
Everyone
get
thinks
down
Goodwood's nice and civilised and whatever. It is
No,
because
there's not a
of
lot
the
of
history of the
runoff.
circuit, but the track is dangerous,
Fast.
especially around St Mary's where it dips down.
Yes.
You've got to be careful. Any fluids on that bit, and you're full chat when it goes left and it dips down, you can be off.
Well,
and I've done it. I've spun out there, haven't I?
I've spun there. When
Have
I was
you?
doing the running in on this, Lee's engine blew up about 3 laps, literally the session before I was out. So, and we all pulled out the grid thing fast, and I had the traction off because I wanted to light the wheels up and do a little bit of a burnout. When I came round full flat out, I did take my concentration off the road for a second because I leant over to put the traction on, but I'd run slightly off the track and I'd just caught the grass, but that's where his engine went. So there must have been coolant and that on there. And it was literally like one of those skid pans.
Yeah.
The car just went woof.
You know, in fact,
there was no warning, it was just woof.
every
gone.
time I've come off at Goodwood, it's been because there's something down there on the
Fluid,
circuit.
yeah.
When I overshot Woodcote that time with Lou, there was oil and concrete dust that they put on top of it all the way down there, and it didn't quite hook up, and I just overran it at high speed. That time I spun in the wet, there was oil down on the circuit. I didn't want to put that because it's like the classic excuse, but there was oil. I did like 720.
So here's my...
And your confidence goes. I never go through that St Mary's now as fast as I used to because I've
Going
spun
back
there.
to my theory, John, all of this work, what have you done it for? I've done it for 5 seconds a lap, haven't I?
7,000 RPM. He becomes weightless.
I don't know about that. Yeah, that's the other thing. Make sure you lose kilos here as well.
Yeah,
Don't just lose kilos here.
You could definitely cut off 100 kilos of weight there, couldn't you?
But realistically, I think this car, for all of its work, deserves, I'm going to say the word deserves, and rightly should be, 5 seconds a lap faster than that car.
5's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot, but it should be, John.
Tyres.
Think of the percentage.
Same engine though.
Same engine, same performance. but-
Brakes don't give you more stopping. They just give you stopping. You know, they can take more heat, so they can take more abuse.
So bigger brakes.
So on a hot lap, that on quick tyres, and that's got a good suspension setup, I don't think you'd be 5 seconds. I think you might be like 2.5, something like that.
So we're talking 200 kilos.
Yeah, that
The
does
right
make a
tyres.
difference.
I'm thinking 5 seconds, John.
Well, tyres,
I'm thinking-
your tyres have to be even.
Well,
or
let's
it's not
see
a
on the
fair
day. Let's
comparison.
time it. You time it. Let's see on the day. I'm thinking on the day, I can pedal this car 5 seconds faster than that car. I need to get used to
Five's
this
a
car.
lot, though,
I need to get used to this car.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I reckon I can definitely
You'd
break
be leaving that one for
135.
dead at 5 seconds.
I know, but I'm 99% certain I can do a 139 in that car, right? 99% certain. I'm pretty much 100% certain because I've already done it
But only
before
50%
this
chance,
had before this had anything
Now,
done
my
to it
detailing
seriously.
OCD is freaking out every time you tap your car and that ring smacks the paintwork. You're going to get trolled. This is a detailing channel. He's like, he goes
We
up
like
to the car and goes,
scratches.
I love this car. Donk. I
It's a
love that,
race
though.
car, not a pretty car.
Exactly,
She's a race
yeah,
car.
that's it.
She's getting wrapped, John. I hide all the scratches.
What you doing livery, are you?
Yeah, yeah, she's race livery. You've already given the game away. We got loads of scars on this car.
Mate.
Remember the angle grinder where I skipped with the angle grinder? Got a lovely
Someone
little
into
one there.
detailing will be like
Look,
crying when that
look at this,
happens.
They're going to cry. Look, the angle grinder caught there. And then it went there.
And Dan just-
And then it landed there, look. And then it
What's
went
that
round and
supposed to
round
be?
and round and round.
Like Dan just like spits on it when he cuts it. Oh, you bit spit. You won't
Look at
see
my
that.
custom intake idea. So all the K&N system, right, that you got, it's all too bulky, it's all too much.
It's
Look
light
how
though,
far,
Dan,
no, but look how far that air's got to travel through there and all that. The race cars don't have all that shit. Race cars are like that.
Yeah.
That's the race car. What's all this? What's all that? So here's the idea.
Was to position it down, isn't it?
Yes, and it's to hold it. But you say that's light, John. You're going to be shocked. Feel the weight of that. That's the bracket that holds it.
Yeah. I noticed that actually.
really
Doesn't
heavy,
need,
isn't
why
it?
does it need to be steel?
I know, it should be alley. But all
Maybe
you
it's for
really
just
needs that
feet.
little arm.
Yeah.
Anyway, John. Obviously, you need a carbon wall.
What you need is that gold foil, Dan. That makes your car definitely go faster.
I am doing the gold foil. Got the gold foil coming,
I
John.
was only joking.
John. What about something like that?
Is that going to be okay? What's normally there?
Separation wall you need
You
to
just
separate
normally
the heat.
stock airbox is there, isn't it? And that's it.
Yeah, stock airbox goes there. You go either way, but there's no point going oil fill
I don't
away.
think. Yeah, okay.
GT3s run to this side, so why don't we go there with a mount there, right, like that.
Where's the venting for the?
I'm going to open it up, so the venting's going to be 100% all over both sides.
Okay.
Separator wall, pure cold air side, pure hot air side, short reach.
You can really seal the engine, which is nice with the airbox out. Isn't it?
Imagine that. That's going to be better, isn't it?
It's a funny old engine. This is wide old thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they are wide because the way the engine sits, because flat, isn't it? Flat six. So you've got the pistons running
Big thing as well, isn't it? It's big.
horizontally.
I'd love to be able to see.
Is that right?
this
Yeah,
engine
horizontal
out of the car.
pistons,
Well,
not vertical.
love to have a look at one of these engines, like so you can learn what all these parts are. Where's the crank position sensor? Where's this sensor? Where's all the bits that break?
Yeah,
so that,
you would love to know. Yeah, they're all in the bloody difficult places.
yeah. Well, you are tight on space.
I've got to clean all that out. You can't put a bigger throttle body on this because of the cable throttle. Yeah. Because fly-by-wire, you can put on 4mm bigger throttle body, put on the
Well,
GT
get rid
one.
of that fucking aircon.
I'd like to get rid of the aircon long term. Yeah, that's a massive kilo saving.
Loads of
Well, they
aircon
don't
parts,
just do
isn't
the aircon; they do the power steering as well. So they lose both of those.
So you take the power steering
They
pump off.
They put electronic power steering, like Servotronic at the front.
lose a bit of feel.
It's all
then,
at the
don't you?
front.
I
No,
like-
apparently
I
it's meant
like-
to be really good. Race car, you can change the settings.
I like the feel of the hydraulic.
And take off the aircon. It's about a 10 to 15 kilo weight saving.
Right.
Well, the aircon, they reckon if you do the lot,
That's quite a
like
lot,
all
isn't
the
it?
pipes and the rads and everything, it's nearly 20 kilos.
Yeah.
So if you do the complete conversion with then adding
So you
the
might be able to get
Servotronic
close
system.
to a 1.0, you know, like 1,000 in the 1,000 kg category.
11.
11,
I think if you do the carbon doors and you do the Kevlar bumpers,
20
the
kilos,
Kevlar
isn't it?
wings,
How much are you saving on the doors?
the doors are massive, 20 kilo plus per side.
So,
Because these doors are really
so
heavy.
50 kilos max.
You can probably squeeze 40 to 50. If you do door cards and doors and everything,
Plexiglass,
and plexiglass, if you do the full work, I reckon you'd be 50 kilos saving.
50 kilos plus 20 kilos on the
Yeah.
on the aircon and the pump. So
Power
that's
steering.
70 kilos.
And then
then.
in addition to what I've done,
70.
wings, carbon fibre wings,
You're not
save
tempted
another
to take
couple of
this
kilos.
glass out and put it in?
Yeah, but it's only about a 1
Oh, is it?
kilo saving
Oh,
per
okay.
side,
So
and it
it's
was
not
like
worth doing.
600 quid.
So
I
Dan-
will do them later.
We've been chatting. Guess how long we've been chatting on
Oh,
this video?
fucking ages, no.
How
no,
long?
no.
How long?
30, 40 minutes.
42 minutes.
Oh, fucking
So-
hell. I've got to get on with my life, John.
So Dan, when will this project be done? When I do the next update video, I want all of this back together. I want it turning over. I want the interior in. I want you to get a move on with this, Dan, because you've been dilly-dallying with this, thinking about your house, doing too many car shows.
It's going for a new custom exhaust system on the 29th of this month. So it
You
has
never
to be
even
done
mentioned
for that.
Never mention that. So
No,
29th of this month.
So it has to be ready to go to.
He's got no chance. Yeah, I reckon that's doable,
It
Dan. I
has to
reckon
go.
that's
It
doable.
has to be ready to go to Billingshurst Forward Creations on the 29th, which is a Monday. You're taking it with me, so you can film
You
it in
haven't
the
even
morning.
told me about this.
I know. And then we're taking the car there, drop it off. He's got the car for a week before Goodwood, and then I'll get a few days at the
Goodwood's
end.
its first shakedown, is it?
Goodwood's its first shakedown with the new weight.
You're
It's not its
brave.
first
You're
shakedown.
going to get a chance to take it out for a drive on the road.
to
yeah?
Billingshurst.
And it's road legal.
Yeah. Ish.
Well, you got lights, water jets.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Okay, Dan, thank you for the update, guys.
Who does?
Don't forget to follow Dan on Dan's Timeless Classic on YouTube, but also on Instagram, and you're on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook as well, on everything. All the same, Dan's Timeless
Classics, the DTC, and this is where it all started from. DTC, those 3 letters. I had no idea what that was. Okay, guys, thank you very much, Dan, for giving us some of your time, and over and out.
Bye-bye.